not full of illegal immigrants, where services your kids normally gotten are now going to kids who don't belong here in the first place. Nothing against them, but it's your kids first. Is there anything wrong with that? Now, this is what I mean by top down. Sadly, when the indoctrination comes front and center and corruption really takes root, we're seeing it at the highest levels. We've seen it, we've watched it in colleges, and we're sickened by it. President Trump is also reforming the colleges. Case in point, we have to stop producing un-American, unappreciative, unprepared, arrogant graduates led by self-important faculty. They are getting a wake-up call with this administration. Another case, University of Pennsylvania, this week refusing to crack down on transgenders in women's sports. So they lost $175 million until they make a change. Your move, Quakers. And Columbia University, where anti-Semitism rages to this day. This week, President Trump acted immediately. He said, I need $400 million back, stunning the nation's poison ivy institutions. I love it. And soon we should visit admissions, where too many colleges put foreign students first. This is truly a bottom-up, top-down academic revolution, and it all happened this week. Joining us now, a person at the cusp of this, White House Press Secretary Caroline Levin. Ms. Secretary, great to see you, Caroline. Oh, thanks so much for your time. I know how busy you are. What role does education have in your agenda?
Well, it's a massive part of President Trump's agenda, and that's why within the first 100 days of this administration, he has delivered on a key and very bold campaign promise to dismantle the Department of Education. He has directed Secretary Linda McMahon to do it, and she's already doing it. She has significantly reduced the workforce at that federal bureaucracy. Further steps can continue to ensure that the role of education is going back to the states. You saw the president sign that big, beautiful executive order with a flag from all 50 states behind him. Children, parents, students, educators were in the room with him, and most importantly, our teachers. This is going to give them more power and more responsibility over educating their students. We are returning it to those closest to our kids in their classrooms and at the state level. We have spent more than $3 trillion since the inception of the Department of Education in 1979. And what's been the return on that investment for the American taxpayer? Failing schools, failing students. And Brian, this is a national security issue as well. If you look at how children in China and Russia are being educated in comparison to the next generation of American students, we are falling behind. Not anymore, thanks to this bold campaign promise and key priority of President Trump.
And the one thing I found out is you're not taking money away, you're moving it around. You're giving it to the states, you're giving it, they're going to give it to the counties, and we're going to be able to see how they're doing. Do you think we could see an immediate impact? Will the president be looking for that as early as next year?
We will definitely continue to keep our eyes on our nation's report card. We know the most recent one from the Biden administration was just released last month, and the records, the test scores were abysmal. 8th graders, 70% were less than proficient in mathematics. 4th graders, 70% less than proficient in reading. So we want to see an increase in those math and literacy, reading and writing rates, and certainly this administration will continue to keep an eye on that.
One of the hardest jobs in America is being the press secretary of President Trump. There's no doubt about it. And I think Governor Huckabee would say the same thing, and I believe Kayleigh McEnany would say the same thing. You've done something incredible. You've really taken control of the room. For those who aren't around in the afternoon to see what we see, watch.
Since you brought up Truth Seek, I would like to point out, while I vow to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House. So yes, I will hold myself to the truth, and I expect everyone in this room to do the same. Nobody has the right to go into the Oval Office and ask the President of the United States questions. That's an invitation that is given. That is consent.
Is on the record talking about issuing preemptive pardons to these people.
But was he aware of his signature being used on every single pardon? That's a question you should ask the Biden.
Is there any evidence on that he wasn't aware of it?
You're a reporter. You should find out.
I watched your first day, and I watched now. Your objectives seem to be take control of the room. Take the questions, but take control. Tell me, what is your approach with that?
Sure. Well, thanks, Brian. And I've learned from the best president in Donald Trump, who knows the fake news media and what they can do better than anyone. And you have to, first of all, listen to the premise of their question, and oftentimes you have to reject it because they insert their own bias and their own political opinions into the question. Oftentimes they push falsehoods and misinformation. So you have to listen to the question carefully, and then President Trump makes my job easy because he tells it like it is, and we have truth on our side, and this president is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So I go out there every day to push the president's agenda and the policies of this administration. The president has put together a fantastic cabinet as well, and we're all working together as one team with a very clear vision that has been set out by the president of the United States.
It's very interesting. I don't know what's harder, when you go home and have to raise an infant, or when you go back to work and have to hand an unruly group of reporters. Either way, it's no break for Caroline. Caroline, thanks so much. Best of luck.